Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hello, welcome. So today we are doing a full face of Drugstore. Most of this stuff is new from the makeup haul that I just done. Some are revisited products that I haven't used in a while, but all from the Drugstore, so all affordable. And yeah, this is the makeup look we have created. But if you want to see what I thought about it, whether I actually like this makeup, all that good stuff, then you've got to keep watching. But before you do that, like, subscribe, and yeah, keep on watching to see how I got this makeup look. Hello. Right, full face of Drugstore. So I think I've got everything for a full face, so let's just get straight on into it. I've done my brows, but I have done my brows with something from the Drugstore. It's the Revolution Soap Styler, which you know, I should have picked up another one of these because I'm out of it, like literally nearly done. So that just shows how much I love it. And I've done all like my skincare, but I am going to go in with my Weleda Skin Food. I get this on Look Fantastic, but I believe you can actually get it in Superdrug anyway. It's definitely Drugstore prices. It's so affordable. Get it other places, like not just Look Fantastic, but this moisturiser is the best ever. Like, look at that glow. My skin actually feels so soft at the minute. I really recommend this moisturiser, like for clients, for yourself, for everything basically. And then I'm actually going to do my skin now so that it can, like my skin prep, so that it can all sink in while I do my eyes. So I don't know what to go in with. I don't know whether, because I want to keep one for another video of first impressions. They're both Revolution Pro. Do I go in with the soft focus primer with SPF, or do I go in with the blur stick? I'm gonna go in with this. I've got the Revolution Pro lip balm on at the moment, which is also the same line as this, which has got SPF 15 in. It's actually really lovely. I mean, obviously I'm not putting it to the test of, like, because I said in my makeup haul how I always burn my lips. I mean, there's definitely not any sun around to see if it protects me off that. But if you're saying it's got SPF in, I'm sure it does. But I've got nice moisturised lips, which is good. So yeah, I'm just gonna, very white, it looks like cream. Okay, I mean, it smells nice. It's quite thin, like a thin consistency, like quite runny, so a little goes a long way. I literally just done one pump. I'm just gonna push this all into the skin. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna see the results until we put like the foundation on top to see if it has given that soft focus feel, but I am glowing, absolutely glowing. So my skin's quite bad at the minute, like I just got a few little spots, blemishes, but I've been doing my skincare out of that out of the haul, the skincare that I've picked up. I've done the mask a couple of times, which is so cool. If you go on my TikTok, you can see, like, oh my god, it literally, you got all dots over your face basically, showing you all your pores. Like, it's a bit mental. Right, let's go on to our eyes. So I'm gonna go in with concealer on my lids. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel, the one that I picked up from the Kind and Free range. I've obviously had a little look about this Kind and Free range, because I said in my haul that obviously it stands for something. So on their website it says, our first clean makeup that works, no compromises, 100% vegan and kind to animals, free from fragrant mineral oils and animal derived ingredients. So that's really good. It's obviously cruelty free, vegan friendly. I mean, we're making progress, because obviously the idea is that we do want makeup to be cruelty free, because we don't want to be testing on animals and stuff. Like, that is not the way forward. So when brands are making that step, it's very good. So yeah, I'm gonna go in on my eyes with this concealer just to act as like my eye primer. I'm just gonna blend it out. I am going to be using this for my actual concealer as well, so we'll talk about it a little bit more then. But it looks quite lightweight, the consistency's quite liquidy, but at the same time it's giving a really nice coverage to my lids. I'm just going to add in a little tiny bit more, just because where it is the eyes, we do want a blank canvas. But like, that's actually worked really well, and the shade match is perfect. So I picked up medium. Nice. Obviously we're gonna see under the eye, see if it does the right stuff, but so far so good. So we're gonna go in with the whole of the Kind and Free things. So just to set this concealer, I'm going in with the Healthy Look pressed powder. So just to set my lids, I bought medium as well in this. And I'm just gonna set my lids with this powder. Again, we will see how this works on our face, but it looks quite nice. It's quite dark to be fair, but that's gonna add coverage, so I'm not mad about it. It actually looks really cute. It's cancelled out any of my lines and set that all in place, so not bad. I'm looking forward to using that on the skin as well. Right, and then we can go on to our eyes. So for eyes, I've got the MUA Makeup Academy Jewelled Palette. So this has got 15 shades in it. It looks like this. I didn't know that MUA even done palettes, so when I saw this I was like, oh okay. I don't know what look I'm gonna go for, so it's quite cute. It has quite a few glitters and stuff in, but like quite funky ones, like marble effect. It's got some pinky shades in it, like burgundy, and it's also got some browns. I'm gonna go in first with this shade here though as my transition. Obviously this palette was only literally £8, so very cheap. It doesn't come with a mirror, so a bit annoying, but then again, when you're paying £8, can you complain? Not really. Buff this out. There's my transition. Very light pigment, but also the shade is quite light, so it does really just work as that transition colour. It's not really adding much colour to my eyelid, but it's not going patchy, which is good. Quite a bit of fallout, but obviously like I've said before, fallout is just something that sort of normally does happen. Not the end of the world for me, but I mean, cute. It has added a little bit of colour. It's got like a bit of a peachy undertone to it. It's more like an orangey peachy kind of shade, so that's what you can sort of see coming through, but it's not too intense. So it does quite build up the pigment if you keep going in with it. Like this side actually seems a little bit darker, so I've just added a little bit more onto this side, so it is buildable, and then you've got a nice amount of pigment on there, so that's a plus side. So I want to try and use as many colours as possible, really. So I feel like I want to go in with like the pinks and the oranges, and then maybe use the brown for like a brown liner. I'm going to go in with this shade down the bottom here. So it's like a pink burgundy shade. I'm just focusing this on the outer part of my eye, hello pigment, and then working it through. Really impressed actually. These aren't going patchy in the slightest. It's really blending well together, and that shade's got less fallout. So it does depend on the shade really with fallout. Some are easier to not have fallout than others when making them. Yeah, that's not patchy in the slightest. I'm just going over it with that transition brush. I'm not adding any additional product though. They blend really nicely together. I'm getting like sunset vibes. Very nice. Yeah, I'm actually thoroughly impressed with that. I feel like they've blended really nicely together. Same sort of thing as well, I feel like with that burgundy, if I was to keep adding to it, I would get it like more intense. But for now, that is quite cute. Happy with them two blending together. It's actually been really easy to work with them both, so that's a good sign. And it's also good on the concealer and powder part, because sometimes like I'm so used to using P. Louise base on my lids. When I go in with that concealer and powder before, sometimes the eyeshadows don't perform as well, but they have. So it goes to show you can just go in with concealer. You don't necessarily need an eye primer base thing. Right, and then I'm gonna go in with some glitters. Now I feel like I have got to try some of these marble ones, so I'm gonna go in with this one first, which is up the top here, which is like pink and white. I mean, I think it will just come out pink in the end, I'm not too sure, but I'm just gonna place this. Cute, not too much pigment, nothing really coming out. I don't know whether it'd be better if I spray my brush. Get it a little bit tacky. Right, let's try it again. Still nothing really coming out. What about if I use my finger? Okay, so I feel like the finger is the best way to apply it, but I don't really like applying with my finger because I feel like it doesn't get exactly where I want it to. So I also wanted to try the orange in here. So let me try the orange, see if this is any better. No, not really. There's just nothing really coming out. But I'm going in quite a lot on my brush, but I'm not really. I'm just gonna merge them all together to see if I can just get something going on. Okay, so the orange is better than the marble one, that's for sure, but it's still not the best. I would say, so you know how I always say, like my Be Perfect, they're a shimmer, but like they're an in-between because they're that intense. No, this is just a shimmer. Like this is just a light shimmer, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go in with that darker burgundy shade just to tidy this up a bit because I feel like I've gone all over my lines trying to get something to happen. Yeah, it's very, very subtle. Like even looking in the camera, you can't really see it. So it's weird though because the actual shades are quite good, but yeah, the pigments aren't the best. I suppose you could sit and build it up for a while, but you don't really want to be doing that. I'm gonna try one of these chunkier ones to see if they're any better. They're very similar, this shade. I don't really see the point in having two of this shade. Very, very similar, but I'm just picking up a tiny bit. Ah, okay, these ones are better. Wow, okay. That's better. That's giving me the little pop that I'm after. So the chunkier ones actually do give off some intensity, but the other ones, they're just like a bit of a shimmer. And I've now got in with so much shimmer, all different ones, but it's looking quite cute once I tidy up. Okay, we got there in the end. Not bad, but yeah, the shimmers are definitely not the best. The matte pigments are definitely better, but if I'm going in with anyone, it would be the chunkier glitters. The marble ones definitely not. The other shimmers are just like definitely a shimmer vibe, but then the chunkier glitter is more like my Be Perfect, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that was quite hard to match the other one because where I'd gone in with so many different ones, but I think we've got there in the end. Yeah, the shimmers are just not really doing it for me, if I'm being completely honest, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world, but they're just not the best. So I'm gonna now go in with this shade here, which is like a dark brown, and I'm just gonna do a little liner moment. That's strange, it's not even really coming out. Considering it's a brown shade, it's not even really doing anything. Normally I definitely don't have to go in this much of a brown. It's hard because I obviously wouldn't say this is the best palette in the world, but then again, if you are on a budget, it's £8. Like, that is so good to get a palette with, and it's not like it's patchy, doesn't come out. Do you know what I mean? You can work with it, you can get something like an eye look out of it. So for that price point, then yeah, like go for it. I just wouldn't say it's the best in the world. Right, now I've got a mascara to try, which you've probably all seen it everywhere because I know I definitely have. It's when I'm watching YouTube, it's the adverts. When I'm on TikTok, it's on the adverts. It's literally everywhere. So it is the Maybelline the Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara. So it's just quite a thick wand, but you can see it's got a bit of a curl to it. Right, let's put this to the test. Obviously I love my Maybelline Sky High. Maybelline mascaras are normally like my go-to, so let's see. I've obviously not even curled my lashes or anything because I don't normally, because I do stick lashes on over the top, so I don't really see the point. So this is the difference in the lash. There's no denying that this is a good mascara. It has curled my lashes, and I'm just thinking, like, if I've gone in with eyelash curlers beforehand and used this, then it would literally be insane. Yeah, I think I am definitely more of a Sky High girl just because I do like a thinner wand, but there is no denying that this mascara is good. It's completely different. The Sky High is meant to be like a thinner wand, giving you that length, whereas this is giving you more of a curl. My lashes definitely look more curlier with this and more like lifted, whereas with this one it's more of like thinner but longer. So they're different, and obviously that's why they're obviously different mascaras, but I think just personally I prefer the Sky High, but this is also still really good. So I'm going to finish on mascara, put on a pair of lashes, and I will be back. Right, okay, lashes are on. These are just tatty lashes that I've put on. So now we're going to go on to the base. So I'm going to keep it in with the Kind and Free range. Obviously, we've done our primers and stuff. Whoa, this is all come out. This looks very dark. This is natural beige, but it looks very dark, which I normally always get natural beige, so I'm not really sure why this is so dark, but let's have a look. So this is described as a skin tint foundation, so let's have a little whirl. Why is that so dark? Okay, once it's blended out, it's not too bad, but I'm normally like natural beige. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely lighter coverage. Obviously you can still see like my freckles and that, but it's very glowy. I'm just patting this into the skin, like very glowy, but then that also could be like the moisture from the primer and the obviously MUA leader blending out nicely. And now that it's blended out, it's not too dark, but obviously I'm gonna have to put a bit on my neck because it is, I don't know how I feel about this actually. I'm undecided on how I feel about it. It's very glowy, but I think it could be that primer underneath. I mean, the coverage is okay. It has like covered up that spot that I had. It's definitely light coverage though, but I feel like because it's a skin tint foundation, it's like, it definitely is that. It sort of is in between. It feels lightweight, but then also it can cover spots, so it's good. But very glowy, but then I'm a bit worried, am I going to be really shiny and oily? Obviously we'll have to see once we set it down with the powder. I don't know, I'm a little bit undecided. I feel like I look a bit too sweaty. Like I don't know if it's a good glow, if that makes sense. And like it's gone quite dry on my chin, and like I know for a fact that MUA leader doesn't normally do that. But not dry, but like it looks so sweaty and temperamental. Like I feel like if I move just a little bit, it's gonna all slide off my face and like separate. That's what it looks like it's doing on my chin. I don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna carry on. We're gonna see what the concealer is like, so I think once I set it down we can see. So obviously I'm going in with that Rimmel concealer in medium. It feels very lightweight, but obviously if it is going to be, because it's going to be like to match this foundation, just going to go over any blemishes that I feel like I want to add a little bit more coverage on, because it is quite a similar shade to this foundation. I want to add a little bit more coverage. Right, let's blend this out and see. Okay, that blended out really easy, like really easy. It just sort of disappeared. It's nice and creamy, this concealer. I think I'm preferring the concealer to the foundation. It's adding the coverage that I want, blending out really nicely. So yeah, it's very light coverage. I feel like I usually like more coverage, but I am a full coverage kind of girl. But like in terms of creaminess and blending out, it's really lovely. It don't look drying on the under eye either. But I'm not going to stress, because that powder, obviously that is, it's got coverage, right, because it's coloured, so I feel like that will add the coverage that I need. I feel like going over my face with the sponge is actually making it look a little less sweaty. It's like pushing it properly into the skin. I mean, it doesn't look bad. My chin don't look the best. Yeah, I still don't know. The chin doesn't look the best, but everywhere else looks okay. Then I'm gonna go in with my Revolution foundation stick, which I have used before, but I haven't used it in the longest time, so I genuinely can't really remember it. I mean, it looks like a shorter, fatter stick. I thought it was longer before. Yeah, it's definitely shorter. I feel like it used to be so much bigger. Right, but I'm gonna get my brush. It's intense, I do remember that, so I'm not gonna go in with too much. I mean, in the camera my skin looks really nice and glowy. I just feel a bit sweaty, but I'm just gonna pat this on. It feels so weird to use this again. I've not used it in the longest time. It's blended out quite nicely actually. I feel like I'm being very careful though because of this foundation. I feel like at any point this foundation could come off. But I love this foundation stick for contour. I remember loving it ages ago when I first used it, and still do. It just blends really nicely. It's a perfect shade. It is intense, but I feel like if you know that it's intense and go in with the right amount, then it's not too bad. If anything, this actually seems creamier than before. Because I remember, like, before I used to have to work quite quickly with it. I mean, I am doing it in sections. I'm not like going, putting it on my face and then working with it. I feel like when you do that, you do have to work quicker. So just putting a bit on the brush and then adding it to the skin, I think that's probably the best way to do it. But it does seem a lot creamier. I mean, look how nice it looks. Just the loveliest shade on my face. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of a nose contour. Done. I love this. This is such a good staple in your kit. Obviously it's drugstore, so it is so affordable. But yeah, it's lovely. I do love it. Oh, I've missed it. That is for sure. Right, let's set this all down and see. Because I don't have a cream blush to try today. But I'm going to go in back with that Kind and Free from Rimmel. And I'm going in to set this all in place. Do you know what? My under eye is not creased at all. Let's set this down. I'm going to set this side of my face so that we can see the difference that this powder is making, if it makes any difference. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it is. Wow. Can you see that? Look at the difference that powder's actually made. Okay, Rimmel, you're bringing it round. You're actually doing a good job. Okay, so I would say this powder is really good. I really like this powder. I feel like it's actually set the foundation down really nicely, because obviously I was feeling a little bit sweaty, a little bit worried, and it's actually done a really nice job of setting it down. I'd say the concealer is really nice. It's very creamy. Now it's been set down, it does look very nice. It's lightweight. It's not as much coverage as I would like. I have had a few bad nights sleeps though, so maybe that's why my under eyes a little bit darker than usual. But like, the powder's really sorted this makeup out. I felt like I was just a bit sweaty, a bit too glowy, and the powder's made it much better. So the powder I genuinely really like, and I've obviously set like all here and stuff just because I felt like I needed to. This was a bit risky. My chin looks so much better now that I've set it, so that powder is a definite like yes from me. Do you know what? I do like this makeup, like the Kind and Free. I'd say the foundation is my least favourite without setting it and stuff. I mean, you should always set your makeup anyway, but without setting it I wasn't too sure. But the concealer and the powder is really nice. I've not got a lot of creasing under my eyes. Obviously we will see how it goes, but yeah, I think I can't really judge the concealer on it being lightweight and saying that that's why I don't like it, because some people do like it lightweight, and obviously yeah, that's just preference. I prefer it thicker, so for me it's probably not going to be like a go-to, but I feel like for everyday and for like spot concealing, it is a really nice concealer. It blends out very well, it's creamy, do you know what I mean? It's just not got as much coverage as I would like. So I'd say best thing powder, worst thing foundation, concealer bang in the middle. Right, and then for bronzer I'm going to go with my Physicians Formula bronzer. So I believe this is drugstore. Obviously it's not in super drugstore, but in America, if you're like shopping, this is in their drugstore. It's affordable, it's not expensive. So for this case, I am gonna use this today. Do you know what? Since Harry's done my makeup, I'm like, I don't know what he used on what. Like, because I feel like he he used all the wrong brushes for all the wrong things. So, oh, I forgot this smell. This smells like, oh my god, like cocoa butter. I forgot. This is, it smells unbelievable. So I just got a big fluffy brush, and I got the medium one, I believe. It did come in shades, but it doesn't actually say. So yeah, this isn't new for me because I have used it before, but I said I was going to talk about it on my channel more because it's a beautiful bronzer. It's so lovely. It needs the hype. I feel like not as many people do know about it, but I love it. It's so buttery and creamy, like literally, like look at this, wait. Oh, like honestly, that's how smooth it is. That's how easy and smooth it just glides on your face. So good. It's quite nice because it's not as intense as well. Obviously you can get it darker for it to be more intense, but I quite like how it's just like a subtle warmth to the skin. Oh my god, it smells unreal. My base actually, I feel like it looks really nice. And also, I know I was moaning at the foundation for the skin shade, but I feel like it's working. It is obviously darker than my, like a little bit darker, but it works. It's not the end of the world. But I love this bronzer as well, because I hate when you go in with too much bronzer and then it's like, oh crap. Like, I'd rather keep going in with like, adding it where I want. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather build on it than just be like, oh crap, got way too much on. My skin's actually looking really good. I feel like the only thing that's not is my pores, but then it also could have been that primer, because I don't feel like soft focus, if that makes sense. Like, my pores are very visible, but then my skin does look good, like in the sense that it does look okay. If I didn't have that powder, I would have been fuming. Right, and then for blusher, I've got the MUA Blush Powder Color Duo. So it looks like that. So we've got one really bright pink and then one pale. I think I'm gonna just mix them together. Hello. Okay, that is so subtle. Like, can you even see that? I don't feel like anything's picking up of it either. Like, there's no fallout. Like, sometimes I like to know that it's actually coming off with the fallout. Okay, that is pointless. Very pointless. I'm just gonna try and use the darker one, because I feel like right now that's the only one that's coming out. I mean, it's very subtle. Looks a bit grey as well. I don't know. Okay, I'm not feeling this. It's not, I feel like nothing's happening. Like, literally nothing is happening. And as well, where I didn't go in with cream blush, I feel like I needed a good blush to get the colour into my skin. But, I mean, it is now, but I've literally sat here for like an hour trying to get some blush onto my skin. Okay, that's a no from me, because I love blush and that did nothing. MUA, what the hell? Yeah, that was just pointless. There's so many other blushes from the drugstore that like are good. Do you know what I mean? You don't need that in your life. Right, I'm gonna try out the Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray. See what happens with this. My god, that's quite nice actually. Oh, actually, I don't know. It was a really fine mist. Like, I feel like nothing's coming off, but it is at the same time because I've got dots on my face. But that's quite nice. It's like a, it's not too in your face. It's like a mix. It's in between like the Morphe setting mist and like a normal Urban Decay pump. Do you know what I mean? But I've now got all white dots on my face. I don't know. I feel like undecided about this makeup. I'm just gonna try and pat. Yeah, there we go. I can't put my finger on it. Like, my skin does look nice. I think I like how dark I look. Like how, I don't know, I look really bronzed today. And I think I like that. But then I also feel like this could get ruined at any point. Right, then let's see if MUA can turn it around a little bit. So I'm going to go in with the MUA Brow Pencil. I'm scared. But this is in medium brown. It's got quite a thick old-fashioned pencil, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a precise one, it's an actual pencil. So I think that's why I'm a little bit skeptical. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm just gonna go really lightly adding this because I don't want to mess up this makeup. Although I feel like unsure of it still. I still don't really know how I'm feeling. Perfect shade match though, this medium brown. It's quite good, you know, not actually that bad. Okay, that's actually not bad. I look at the difference it's made. It's turning it around. Feels really strange using this though. Like using a full-on pencil that's not like a micro pencil. Like, this has got a sharpener on the end. Like, you're gonna have to sharpen it and go again. Do you know what I mean? I've not used one of them in very long. Oh, we have got a spoolie on this side as well though, so that's good. I think the thing is with the drugstore, it's like any brand. Some products work, some products don't. Some I like, some I don't. I hate saying when I don't like a drugstore brand. I don't know, I just feel like for the price point of things, like can I moan? But then when you think of it, it's like anything. There's sometimes you're gonna like it, sometimes you're not. You can't like absolutely everything. That's like, I like this pencil. This pencil's actually really good. I like how my brows have come out. Perfect shade match, really actually easy to use. Obviously you just want to make sure you're going in with a really light hand. But then the blusher I didn't like, so it is really just hit and miss. Right, let's finish off these eyes. And like the palette, I like some of the pigments, but I don't like all of them. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things, okay? So I'm just going in with that darker burgundy pink, and I'm just going to run this along the bottom of my lash line. And then in with that first shade that I used, the transition shade, just to buff this out. I love this eye though. I actually do love the colourway of this eye. I feel like I've not done something like this in a while, and it's really cute actually. And like now it's on, it looks good. Do you know what I mean? It was just hard to work with. I think that was obviously the issue. But not the like the matte ones. It was the shimmers that just weren't as good. This mascara is good for the bottom lashes. Proper get in them because it has got that curl. Actually works really well. Nice. Right, let's do our lips and then we are done. So for lips, I've got a L'Oreal Moment. So I'm not going to say these again. Well, it's the Color Riche lip liner. So this is in the shade Siene Sunset. I'm just going to line our lips. This is nice and creamy. Gliding onto the lips. It's a nice colour as well. It's got, oh my god, I didn't realise, sunset. I've got sunset eyes. God, it was like I planned it. I actually genuinely didn't. I really like that lip liner. Whoop. Ah. Wow. Look at that. It's like it's not matte. It's more of like a shimmery lip. Oh. Got like a bit of an iridescence to it as well. Like it's looks glossy. Oh. Yeah, honey. Wow, I really like that little lip combo. Okay, I'm actually feeling this makeup in a weird way. Like it's taken me a while to get to this point. I'm actually gonna try my MUA pressed powder. I know I've already gone in with a pressed powder, but hopefully this light is a little bit lighter. I might give it like a little bit of a brightening effect, or it could potentially ruin the whole thing, because MUA has been a little bit tricky. But if you've not watched my makeup haul, I was saying like this literally reminds me of when I was younger. So it's translucent. Like I used to love this stuff. Oh, it has given a little brightening effect like down my nose. It's helped with my little nose contour moment. I mean, it's not ruined the makeup, so cute. Now it's actually brightened me a little bit. Okay, right, I'm gonna go take my hair down and I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. But this is the makeup look. Let me see. First things first, the blush, take it in the bin, trash it, don't ever buy it. Really sorry to say that, but I actually am gonna go in with a different blush because it's just, there was nothing there. Like literally, there's literally nothing on my skin. So if you're looking for a drugstore blush, L'Oreal, either Life's a Peach or Melon Dollar Baby, they are my go-to, whether I'm doing drugstore or normal, like even I pick it over my higher end ones. Do you know what I mean? Like they're insane, beautiful. So obviously with the kind and free, I've told you how I feel about it, and I still stick by that. But I do really like the powder, and I do like how my makeup looks. I just feel like there's better out there. There's so many good like skin tints and stuff out there, so I feel like the kind and free skin tint isn't where it's at. But the powder I really loved. I love how my makeup, it does look quite matte today, which I'm actually feeling from that powder. I haven't got any under eye creases really, like really good. Love that. So my top takeaways that I would say that you definitely need from this drugstore is, I know they're the things that I've actually tried before. Well, there's a mixture. So these two definitely, I know I've tried them before, but obviously I've tried them again today and it's just clarified. I love them. So it's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and the Revolution Makeup Foundation Stick. I also really like this lip combo. This lipstick's really nice. It's like a glossy lipstick, but really good. And also the lip liner was really creamy. I loved the kind and free powder. I thought that was really good. And the palette, if you're on a budget, I think is really good. Obviously, if you have more money to spend, I wouldn't say you have to go out and get it. But if you're looking for a palette cheaper than that, is good. You can get good eye look out of it. I'm actually really loving this eye look. So yeah, they're my top takeaways. Let me know down below what you think and what you liked, or do you know what I mean, your thoughts and processes from this video. But yeah, that is the makeup look. I hope you all enjoyed. Also, let me know whatever videos you want me to do and see. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.